I'll give it some time and see who gets, see who jumps in. I know I'm a little late. See who comes on, y'all. Hover and go over. Happy New Year. Happy second quarter of 2012, baby. Jesse Sanchez. What's up, my brother? Good to have you on here, my dude. Stay on here. Happy New Year, brother. Stay on here, man. Gonna drop some knowledge right now. So, for those of you that return and like what you see, one thing for sure, man, is that we gotta keep this channel going. There's a lot of censorship that's been happening lately on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all these social media outlets. There's so much shit that's happening that they're trying to silence the truth. Okay, so what we need to do right now is crucial. It's this crucial moment in time where we need to really fuck with these algorithms and put this message out there. So all of you that do support this channel, make sure you like it, like the videos that you see, share it, hit that notification button, and those of you that are new that are returning, or those that are new that just checking this out, do the same, because I'm telling you, YouTube is actually silencing a lot of people from the messages that come out. So they're not they're trying to stop the message. Okay, they don't want the truth to be out there. Remember, knowledge is power. We're in a time of information where this is the age of information. That's the new weapon, is information. And the only way information is going to get heard and seen is this right here gets shared. And of course, like I said, we have to go with the algorithms. We have to change the algorithms in order for information to be spread, or for this channel to be seen more. We have to put it out there. So I'm asking for y'all support to not only like it, but share it. Share this information. If this information is helpful for you, imagine what it could do for somebody else. Okay, so just imagine that. So it's very useful right now that we share everything that we can, because a lot of this information that I put out there, and a lot of information that's put that other people that put out there, like myself, you're not gonna hear that as in mainstream media, man. That they're not giving you the facts. They're not giving you truth. They want to give you lies. So remember, those that control everything, they want to control this this rhythm. They want to control this right here. So it's always important to like, share, and subscribe. Yes, my brother Word. You got it, my man. Like, share, and subscribe. That's the only way information is going to get out there, because there's a lot of YouTubers right now that are coming on the scene that have a lot of knowledge and aren't being heard because of the simple fact that they're trying to stop this. We cannot allow them to stop the truth. We have to spread it. Remember, we are the virus to this matrix system. How does a virus spread? How does a virus spread? By sharing or by spreading it, right? So we have to spread this information. We have to make sure that we change the algorithms. We make sure that we are really the virus to this matrix system, because they are really cutting down. And a lot of the new YouTubers that are coming on the scene, they're not being heard. They're not being seen. You know, we have to change that, because even like a lot of the new, not even like a lot of the older ones that are out there spreading information. There's a lot of information that's getting taken down. Like Dr. Phil Valentine the other day, he did a live with Brother Rich on his show. Like the same thing, he was doing a live on something, and right away they silenced that. So imagine the new ones that are coming on the scene. What's happening with that? So we need to change that scenario. We need to change that scene. We have to keep fighting back. Remember, information is the new weapon. So it's a must that we share this. It's a must that we do our thing to put this information out there. Like I said, I don't do this for me. I do this for all of yous, not for myself. I already know this. I already know this information, and a lot of information I get is channeled. I'm channeling that information. I'm getting downloads, or not only that, it's me going into the thing, finding out for myself my own research and tapping in and getting this information out there. It's a must that we do that. So, happy New Year to all of yous. It's good that we are in the next quarter of 2012. Man, those of you that watched my live I did on Facebook, I also put that on. I also put that on here too. If you check that out, you see that a lot of the shit that I was talking about, man, that it's already happening. Yes, baby. See, a lot of the stuff it's already happening. What did I talk about? That there is gonna be some changes that we're gonna happen. What's gonna happen? We're gonna be see if we start that 2020 last year or 2012 last year was gonna be fucking was bad. We haven't seen nothing yet. We were what 6 days into this new year or this month, and look what happened. The shitstorm already started. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff I talk about, man, it's happening. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that's happening. Look what's happening with the Capitol. What happened with the Capitol? Remember, y'all, that all that is for a purpose. All that's for a reason, man. Because what they want to do, they want to divide. They want to do what? Divide and conquer. What else do they want to do? They're trying to start a race war. Okay, they're trying to start a race war. Look that Viking guy. Let me go into his name real quick too. His identity was even posted out there who this guy was. If you do your research on this Jake Angeli, whatever his last name is, not only that he was involved with the BML movement, dressed as a Viking. Remember, y'all, they have crisis actors for a purpose, and that because they want to feel that energy, they want to feel that attention, they want to fire up something. They're cooking something up. Okay, and what are they cooking up? They're cooking up not only distractions, but they're also cooking up where people are being divided. Okay, remember what I said not that long ago when I did my last live last year. What Trump is trying to do, what they're really trying to do, they're trying to start that race war. That's what they're going for. That's the theater they're playing right now. That's that shit that people are buying into. That's that shit that people are being fed. You see, right now people are being spoon fed shit. You gotta understand. Either you're spoon fed or you're trying to feed something else to that. And what I mean by feed something else to that, you're feeding truth to that. You're shining that light into that shit. Because there's a lot of people buying into that theater. A lot of people are buying into that. And why, y'all? Because remember, their distractions are there for a purpose. What are distractions? What are distractions? What are they doing? They're deceiving you from what? From you. Okay, remember, you're the virus. You're the actual weapon. You're the virus. And they know that. The inorganic ones know that. They know who you are. Why do you think they did so much by studying you? Why do you think they did so much by going ahead and putting all these different distractions out there? Remember, there's 4 cycles of this shit that keep people stuck in that lower being of that beast body. What are those 4 cycles? Education, politics, entertainment, and religion. They live by those 4 cycles. Okay, they live by those 4 cycles for a purpose. And what is that purpose? Is to keep you distracted, to keep you disconnected, and to keep you entertained by the shitstorm they put out there. Remember, they do shit for a purpose. You think this is just the beginning. Okay, like I said, there's a lot of shit that's gonna go down. If you thought that last year was bad, y'all haven't seen nothing yet, and we're barely going into it. We're barely touching the tipping of the iceberg for this shit storm for this year. So get ready. Get ready, man, because they're already trying to move those ships. They're doing exactly what they want. Look what they did with this Viking. And you know, it's funny because a lot of people that were, you know, in their pagan traditions were getting. They were like, look at this guy. He's even calling himself a fucking, what is it, a Viking shaman? Saying, see how they're trying to even use that shaman and that paganism as a tool. You get what I'm saying? They're doing that for a purpose, man. All right, they're creating that shitstorm. You get what I'm saying? So we got to understand what's happening right now. It's like even the whole thing with Trump. See, one thing for sure, y'all, you got to understand that those numbers were rigged. They used that hammer. Study that hammer. Understand that hammer was a software that was fucking with the numbers. Okay. Now, like I said many times, the only way these motherfuckers stay in power is because they hide behind that government. Remember, it's an image. Just go back to the Wizard of Oz, man. Who was behind that curtain? It was one old man. Think about all the elites. Who are these elites? They're a bunch of old men, man. And they know that time is running out. But the way they stay in power is through that government. Remember, what is government? It means governor. Governor what? Governor your mind. Even if they try to hit uh, Trump with the RICO, it's not going to happen. You got to understand, they control him too. He's their puppet. Trump is nothing but a puppet. Just like Biden is nothing but a puppet. Just like Kamala is nothing but a puppet. They're being pulled by the strings. The real power is you, not that system, not that government. The only reason why that government has power because you gave them that power. It's time to take back that power. It's time to take back that power. Like I said, man, there's a fucking shitstorm that's gonna happen. Now, all of you that really voted for that blue side, man, it's like there are a lot of people out there gonna be fucked, man. They're gonna be like, damn, what did I do? Why? Who did I vote for? You get what I'm saying? It's like, man, you gotta really gotta think about what's happening, man. A lot of the stuff that's happening is for a purpose. Remember, they control both sides. It's just like religion. The Catholics and the Christians, they wanna go ahead and think their religion's better, but it's the same fucking shit. You worship the same fucking pity fucking God. That's not even the fucking original. Nor is that Jesus. And people get confused with that. They don't understand that Jesus is your devil. It's like what I said the last time. People run from ugly. They're scared of ugly, but they run to pretty, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're getting played. Remember how they keep you stuck in your beast body by what four cycles? Is it religion and politics one of those two cycles? We're in a time where this is the age of Aquarius, the age of knowing. This is the time where shit is being revealed to us. We're not only in the age of Aquarius, but we're also in the time where this is what time? The Kali Yuga. Okay? What it means is that the destruction of the world that you see in front of you, that is the false illusion of self. And the death and the destruction of you, your ego, your beast body. Look at the numbers of 2021. It's all five. What is five? Five deals with changes, cycles. We're going through cycles and changes. Okay? We're in a time where people are ascending, where people are tapping into the Christ consciousness. Remember, the coronavirus, that name of the virus wasn't just there for just to name it. It's for a purpose. What is the corona? It's your crown. We all have a crown chakra. It's your seventh. Now think about this. There's people that they say that this year is not even 2012 or 2021. It is, what is it, 63, 63? Let me see. Let me make sure. Or it was just 62. 62, 62. And when you do the numbers with that, you break it down, it comes out to be seventh. So what is a seventh? The seventh is your seventh chakra. That's the age of changing. That's the age of evolving. Okay? Connecting with your seventh. Connecting with the seven who you are. So I wanted to go ahead and just cover some material really quick. Some things that I find that is important that we should know. Okay? Now, you do know that you are part you have photon energy in you. Okay? And this is another thing too. How those that the inorganic ones, those that control everything, right? What are they into? They know how to deal and use energy. So this is why when you have all this shit that's going on in front of you with the TV, it's sending out messages to you into your psyche, and not only that, into your body. Because what is it doing? It's keeping you in a low vibration, low frequency, especially if you're into that fear mongering. Hold on. Especially if you're into that fear mongering. What does fear do to you? It keeps you in a low state of consciousness. It keeps you in that low vibration. Fear is also false evidence appearing real. I've said this many times. So this is how the inorganic work. They like to keep you stuck in your beast body and your lower chakras. The more you're in your lower chakras, in lower state of mind, there's no way you can ascend into your seventh chakra. Like I said, man, if you study your body and you put in the work, you're able to open up your third eye. And anyone can do it. But again, if your heart is dark, so is your eye. And not only that, if your heart is dark, you don't have the connection to the seventh, your corona, which is why they try so hard to take your corona from you. And they want to keep you in low vibration. Because remember, when you're in fear, there's no way you can have high frequency. There's no way you could vibrate in a high frequency because you're stuck in those lower vibe. You're stuck in a lower vibe. And then especially if you're really falling into the theater that's in front of you with the news, with the politics, with all these distractions, even the religion is a big distraction. You have to disconnect from all that programming. Those are programs that keep you stuck where you're not able to connect with the light body that you are. Remember, you're a crystalline body. It's a must that you know that. It's a must that you know who you are. Hold on, y'all. I'm back. All right. So what was I? So remember, if they keep you in a low frequency, right? How can you ascend if you're just stuck in that body, man? Remember, you are part spirit and part beast. What is the beast? Isn't a beast considered like an animal? When you're in survival mode, and when you're just falling in, what don't animals get trained? You get what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about that. And not only that, don't animals get locked up in cages? So who is it that what they're trying to do now to keep you locked in? There's a lot of shit that's happening, that's gonna be happening, that we're gonna start be going again in lockdown. Isn't that what they're doing? Especially with this virus. Remember, this virus is nothing but a pandemic. We gotta see it for what it is. Also, we can't keep buying into that story. We can't keep buying into that, because what are you doing? That's an exchange of energy. And the more you exchange that energy and the more you buy into that shit, what does it do? It keeps you trapped. Okay? Yes, there's a virus out there. Yes, people have been dying from it. Absolutely. But think about this. People forget too that we're also in flu season. Haven't we had flu seasons longer than that fucking virus? You get what I'm saying? So think about that. What is it that we are not getting? And how many people are not healthy? Right away, people get a fucking flu. They think it's the virus and they go to the hospital. You know that people are not coming out that fucking hospital alive? They put them in that fucking machine. What is that machine doing? Come on, we seen that shit last year. It's repeating again this year. Hello? The season's changed. We're not in summer no more. We're in winter. There's less sun. You get what I'm saying? If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not boosting up your body, then what's happening to you? Of course, you're going to get sick, especially if you're not taking care of yourself. Remember, the foods you eat also give you low vibration. Also are giving, not only that, look at the foods that are out there that are giving you cancer. Hell, you don't even have to smoke no more to get cancer. Keep eating unhealthy. Because the animals you eat have cancer. They're giving them cancer purposely so they can give it to you. About none of this stuff I'm talking about is fake. Do your research. They poison the air. They poison your water with fluoride. The toothpaste is all for a purpose. What does it do? What does it do? It classify what? Your pineal gland. What does it do? It makes your third eye not active. It's inactive. Just like you have inactive DNA, you have an inactive third eye. Now, if they do that, why did they do that? Because they know how powerful you are. They know who you are. Those inorganics know who you are. Why you think they do so much? Look at the chemtrails. They've been spraying the sky for 25 years. I've been saying this over and over again. 25 years, y'all. And people are really scared of this virus that they think it's airborne, that they have to really think, oh, I got to be outside with my mask on because I don't want to get sick. Be afraid of those. Be afraid of those chemtrails. Study those chemtrails. You see for yourself what they have. Okay, so let's go into this really. Let me read this really quick, and this is important to know. So they're talking about photon energy. Okay, so when you start to understand the photon energy, you start to understand more why they want to keep you in dense energy and keep you in a low vibe, the low state of mind, the low state of consciousness. Okay. So this is what photon energy is. This says when the photon energy is low and the ones and twos, people are actually left to fend for themselves. When their energy levels go into opposite direction, they no longer take any energy for themselves and give their powers away to whoever is holding the highest thoughts at the time. So think about this. What is thought magic? Remember, whatever you pay attention to, you're giving that attention. You're giving that attention. You're becoming that. You're allowing that to manifest itself to you and becoming more of your reality. That's thought magic. Okay, so when you're putting your attention to the false narratives that are in front of you, and you're giving that attention. Especially like this is why they do it with the movies too. When they put movies out there, they want you to feed into that so you can feed it, so it becomes more of a reality. Okay, this is that's that process of thought magic, because you put in that thought to it. What does it say here? People are actually left to fend for themselves. Their energy levels go into opposite direction. They no longer take any energy for themselves and give their powers away to whoever is holding the highest thought. Those that control everything are in magic. They're into the occult. They're into the dark magic. They know how to fuck with the magic. Okay? So if they hold that vibration and they hold your vibration in low standards, you're giving that your mind is powerful. Whatever you give your mind your focus on and your attention to, you give that shit energy. You give that shit power. Okay? So here, for example, when the photon energy slips down to 1.9, the mass consciousness becomes susceptible to a mastermind, right? Yet there's nobody putting anything in it at these low levels. They are the best times for the light workers to come together and work for the masterminds of light. That is the highest possibility reality for the light workers, within which to maintain their most stringent balance, because they are not opposing any negative masterminds, because you don't give that power to those negative masterminds. Remember, they don't have the power. We gave it to them. So if you take back everything that they have, they no longer have shit. They no longer can run the system anymore. Which is why we're in a time of changes. Power is coming back to the children of the land. Power is coming back to the children of the sun. Energies, their energies are exchanging. It's coming back to us. They no longer have that power no more. They no longer can consume that power from you unless you keep continuing to give it to them. So, negative masterminds from the mass consciousness, okay? At these low levels, this is the place for the light workers to come together and intermix the light work, so the mass consciousness can be of the light rather than waiting to make a change. Remember, what do magicians do? We don't wait for shit to happen. We make shit happen. We don't wait for shit to happen outside of us. Or we don't give our fucking attention to a God outside of us or to that Jesus outside of us. That Jesus is nothing but a fucking slave master, which is why they created it. That God is nothing but a slave master. It's why they created it. You give your attention to that, your energy to that. How is it that a lot of us are deceased queens and kings and the goddesses and gods, and we're giving our energy to something outside of us? This is the time where the power is coming back to us. We have to understand that. That power is coming back to us. We no longer give that power to anything outside of us. We take back everything from them. Everything. Especially if you have a light, especially if you have soul. Who watched that cartoon Soul? I did, thanks to my beloved. She hooked me up with it. That Soul cartoon is all based on metaphysics, your science. Okay? When I watched that, I was like, wow. I was like, because I understood it. Especially when that boat, when the boat was picking up all the lost souls. The lost souls were turning into beasts, okay, because they didn't have no direction. They were lost. So think about that now. What's happening now in this and in reality? How many people are lost? They have no direction. They're stuck in that beast body. They can't ascend. They can't get out of that beast body because they stuck with that program. They want to give their power to something else outside of them. Remember that power that you give that power you give to that energy is all about control. They keep you stuck in that beast body. It's all for a purpose. So if you think about the lost souls in that cartoon, when the ship came up, when those of you that would have read or have that book, the Isis Thesis, you know that that right there is all going back to ancient Kemet. How the ship of Ra was coming for the deceased king to take him on his journey. Okay, so that's what that was Ra, the pirate, grabbing the lost soul to give it back its purpose, its life. Okay, because remember, energy doesn't die. You can't kill energy. It doesn't die. Yes, you leave your body once you make a transition. The body goes back to the earth, but your energy doesn't die. That's why there's a such thing of incarnation. You know, a lot of you have been here many times. A lot of you had different reincarnations. You just have to remember. The movie Soul or cartoon was telling you that. Think about this: how the souls are going to the light. They were going to that light. Instead of going to the cusp to not return here again, they were going to that light. And think about this: when the souls were falling to the earth, when they found their soul purpose, they were falling to the earth. They didn't go to the light; they fall to the earth. That's when they were falling for grace. Okay, because they have a purpose. This is what they're talking about. A lot of us that have returned here, that we came from different realms to come here to assist in this paradigm shift. This is what's happening right now. A lot of us are returned for a purpose. We have a soul purpose. Okay? We fell from grace. You get what I'm saying? That's what that soul movie was telling us. All right? So we got to understand that. So let's go back into here. So where did I leave off at? Low breath, come together, light work, rather than waiting to make a change. Okay, as a light worker, you are better off with the futon energy at a low level. For example, let's say you are working on manifesting something. Pick the lowest energy level that you can find and little stability. And the mass consciousness at the point stability is the key word. With no stability in the mass consciousness, if you have a group of light workers that become stable and the mastermind, yeah, this is making a sense why. Yeah, that's not what I want to read. Let's scratch that. Okay, let's go into okay, this is interesting. So futon energy is the new energy of the new era, which is Mama Earth, right? Okay, so right now she's a time where she's also been recuperating because of this whole virus, right? So we are at a time where she's at the aid, she's requesting the aid for us to come together to help her heal. So the more she heals, the more humanity heals. A lot of us are healing. A lot of us are going into ourselves, finding that inner work, finding that inner healing. A lot of us are making a shift. A lot of us are in a time that we're changing the frequency, we're changing the vibration, we're changing the way the planet is moving. It's rotating differently. Hell, a lot of us are losing track of time because time is moving faster. Remember, time is an illusion. And the reason why they created the time to keep you on a schedule. You get what I'm saying? This is why time is there, to keep you clocking in and clocking out. So, futon energy, yeah, the ink came off here. Let's see. So, this new energy, which is the futon energy, vibrates at a much higher frequency than the earth. And it has powers to heal, align, to change things. It can extend human life because its molecular structure realigns the human body into a light body. Remember, you are a light body. It can extend human life because its molecular structure realigns the human body into a light body. Futon energy is light energy. and it becomes through every galaxy at one point or another. The great shift of this evolution of Mama Earth and her inhabitants, which is us, into the photon energy. Photon energy permeates anything that comes into its path. It's already permeating the Earth plane to other edge. Our built photon energy has already reached Earth's hemisphere, and it's affecting not only Earth, but many planetary systems around the Earth. If you see what's going on with all the planets around us, look at the Great Conjunction. Look at the star systems. Look at the stars. All that energy is coming into us. Okay? So there's a lot of shit that's changing around us. Remember, we're in the age of Aquarius, y'all. If you know your astrology, you know your signs, you know that we're in the age of Aquarius. The the element of that is the element of air for that zodiac sign. That's the element of air. Like I said many times, what is your heart chakra? That is also the element of air. The heart chakra is gives you your connection to mama, to mother, and she's part of Earth, which is why you have Earth and heart. Okay, so if we are getting these energies all around us, and especially through the solar systems we have within ourselves, imagine how powerful that photon energy is becoming. This is why, just getting off the Great Conjunction, the 21st, just look at the numbers. 2 and 1 is 3. What is 3? Okay? Now, like I said, here, how the great shift is the evolution of Mother Earth and those of the inhabitants of the Earth, which is us. It's helping us to ascend to become more of the light body, the crystalline body. Okay? So we got to understand how we are transmuting these energies, not only to transmute them, but to transform. Okay? We are going through a time where we are becoming the butterfly. Okay? So, photon energy permeates anything that comes into its path. It's already permeating the earth plane, the other edge of belt. I read this. Okay. So, this is the free energy, the source that anyone will be able to harness. It will meet at your power, needs, and shift. It has been used in major shifts to bring energy to a system that can no longer operate in its current energy. Since photon energy vibrates at a high frequency, it confers the power of instant manifestation of thoughts. Why they also want to keep you in a low vibration, and when you give that that thought magic, you give it more energy and more thought to it, it manifests itself. Why do you think they make those movies? Why do you think they have this theater in front of you with all these programs? Okay, because they know that they're no longer can maintain in this high frequency of the earth and of its inhabitants, because they know that they can no longer coexist. Remember, we are in a time of the Kali Yuga. What's that mean? The death of the world, the death of that system that no longer serve us. Okay, remember how Earth is changing. If Earth is changing and Mother is changing, so are we. We have the connection to the Earth through our hearts. The age of Aquarius is what? The element of air. You get the connection? How we're connected. This is the greatest time to be alive. This is the greatest time to be awake. This is the greatest time that we're in. We are in that new golden age where consciousness is evolving and starting to wake up. Look at the energies we have. Energies don't lie. One thing about energy doesn't lie. How many of you walk into a room and you feel somebody's bad vibe? Or how many times you walk into a room and you can feel somebody's high energy, that high vibe? You want to be around that person, right? Energy doesn't lie, man. So if you get energies that coming from the planets, imagine that. What is happening? Think about that. So, since photon energy vibrates at a high frequency, it confers the power and some manifestation of thought. Always hold on to your thought, especially if it's positive. Put this in your mind eye. Manifest what you want, what you desire. Make it come to you, make it happen. Okay, why do you think the inorganic ones know how to use your energy? They figure the more the more attention that people put on, like on a collective state of consciousness, and they're putting that attention to that theater that they watch on TV, and they think about that shit, that becomes more reality to you. They know how that, and they know how energy works. They know how the thought works. They know exactly what thought magic is. So, since photon energy vibrates high frequency and confers a power instant and management of thought, which means whether you think or create instantly, therefore, it is essential to maintain clarity and purity of thought through meditation. It's a must to meditate and being in the now. How many people can't be in the now right now because of programs, or they can't even meditate because they don't have no time? They're too busy running around doing things that don't serve them. So those in the process of change and transformation will quickly adapt to photon energy. It is a healing energy for the highest good of all. And this is true. Photon energy is a healing energy. So it says here, Earth's solar system is within the other edge of the photon belt. It would take approximately 3 days for Earth to pass through the other rim, which will produce the 3 days of darkness, which we are going into time, the 3 days of darkness. Okay? So what they're also trying to do is block the sun more. Look what they did during the Great Conjunction on the 21st. They were steady bombarding the skies with chemtrails, trying to block the planets, try to block that energy. They could do all they can want to do with blocking the sun and all these energies from coming through. They can't. Energy is gonna find its way through that regardless. So the actual interest into the photon energy belt is directly influenced by the rate of spiritual awakening of the Earth's population. Humanity's awakening to the tragic plight of Mother Earth can and will influence this time factor. Mother Earth is sending a message to humanity to pay attention to Mother Earth. She is also calling for an adjustment because of the incoming photon energy. I don't know what there was. So, photon energy is considered the brother of Mother Earth. Interesting. So, at this time, the entrance into the belt is planned soon after the most recent turn of the century. Yet, the exact date depends on humanity's positive thought and response to Mother Earth's messages. It is estimated that the Mother Earth will stay in photon energy field for the next 2,000 years. Wow. So, photon energy comes in waves. Very interesting. Remember, also, when I talked about the throat chakra, it's the element of sound. Doesn't sound have waves? So if you think about the Mother's Earth's energy and her waves, when they talk about what is that that energy oh what is it? I'm thinking about this, the Mother Earth's frequency, and when you listen to this, it really heals your mind and your body. Remember, everything has frequency, also healing frequency, especially when you listen to it. So let's see me. Oh, okay. It's called a Schumann Renaissance, right? This is the waves. When you listen to this here, this really heals your mind and your body. Okay. So remember, these waves that you listen to is all energy. It's coming from somewhere. So the ebb and flow of the wave is normal and natural. When these waves hit, they are so big that they engulf the airplane almost all at once. It doesn't take 2 or 3 days to span the earth. The waves just sweep in and sweep out. It is very quick. They come in very quickly and leave very quickly. The wave looks like a spiral. Ooh, remember, what is consciousness? Inward consciousness is what? It's a spiral. Yes, sir. It's a spiral. Okay? So everything that rotates, that gives life, is a spiral effect. So let's go, where am I at? Okay. It does not really have a beginning and an end, but because it sweeps past Earth, it appears to have beginning and end. It's reality in a totally of a spiral motion. So the thickness of the waves is important. A thick wave measures at a higher number because there is more photon energy permitting the airplane at the time. A thin wave might measure a quarter mile wide, and thick wave can measure 1.5 to 2 miles wide. Photon energy amplifies both your fears and love. Okay, it all depends on your state of mind, your thoughts, how you feeling. Remember, what does fear do? Fear keeps you on a low vibration. It also gives you stress. Stress also does what to you? Brings you a lot of fucking problems, doesn't it? So it all depends on you, how you amplify these energies. Because remember, you receive and you also let out. You gotta always remember that. This is why the inorganic ones do what they do when they put out all this fear mongering and all these different programs and all this shit that you see that's happening, because they know not only they feed off your fear, but they know the more they keep you stuck, the more you cannot get out of that beast body that you are in. So it literally flows right through you. When it is in a person, can feel great. That's the upside down. The downside is that it can amplify your fears if you let it, and you can feel depressed. This is interesting when it says it can feel great. That's the upside down. The upside, the downside, because everything's energy. It goes up, it goes down. When you're in that high frequency of love, what does it do? It goes up, right? When you're in that low frequency of fear, what does that do? That goes down. So it's telling you right here. You can feel depressed if you're in that downside. Don't let this become a backdoor. The key to working effectively with photon energy is to stay in truth, trust, passion. Don't become dependent on it to make you feel good. It's not about feeling good, it's about progress and growth and understanding and preparing for the great shift. This is where we're at now. We are in that great shift. We are in that great shift right now. The great awakening is among us. We are in those changes. Remember, what is five? Okay, I can even put it right here so you guys can see it. me. Ugh, it's not gonna let me see. Put everything in there. All right, that's fine. All right, that's fine. Go ahead and delete that. Cut that. So many words to put in there, so I'm trying to just cut this shit out so you can see this. So 5 is the master number of change. Okay? It's very important to start studying numerology and these numbers. The more we study these numbers, we start understanding more of the energies of these numbers. Numbers have its own language. Numbers also don't lie. Go. All right. So that was your futon energy. And this is what's coming into the planet, into us right now, too. There's so much of us that, of our bodies that we don't know of. Like, for instance, what is the human body made of, right? It's 99% consists of atoms of just 6 elements. 6 elements, right? Oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. That word phosphorus is also another name for Lucifer. And when you look at that word phosphorus, which I'm going to go ahead and do that here, it's crazy how they make us afraid of our own science, right? And a lot of people, it's so disconnected to our own science and to our own language that we think that it is scary. We think, and it's interesting that this is the element atomic number 15. Okay, very interesting that it's the number 15. And what is 5? What is 1 and 5? 1 and 5 is 6. So if our bodies have phosphorus, and it's another name for Lucifer, why is it that religion has taught us to be afraid of ourselves? Especially when you even look at the whole number 666. What is the 666? It is also your DNA. Not only that, it's your DNA, but it's also melanin. So, and then if you look at the phosphorus, doesn't it have Horus? Don't we have the eye of Horus in our pineal gland? You see how all these these words, what they're taught to for us to be afraid of, it's in our science. It's us. So check this out. So with the remaining 1% consisting of three elements like magnesium, sulfur, and iron, you're also sulfur. Don't demons have sulfur? You get what I'm saying? So, but where did these elements come from? The question long presented a puzzle to scientists. At the least, it did until that publication of non-observed scientific paper in the middle of the 20th century. A celebrated astrologer Neil deGrasse Tyson explains in a new video above. I mean, I don't have the video here, but this is pretty much what he's saying. There's a seminal paper on what most important research papers ever published that gave us a description of the origin of elements. Tyson says in that video. So look into that video that he's talking about. You'll find it on YouTube. The Neil deGrasse Tyson. He explains of what is your body and the elements. So we're talking about the elements of the stars. Okay. Also, remember you're made from star dust. You're also a walking star. So if you're a walking star, that means also when you make a transition, you go back as a star, right? A lot of the stars that you see right now in the sky in space are your ancestors. Again, energy doesn't die. If you are made out of star dust, what does that tell you? You're an actual star, right? So the reason why I'm doing this right now too, because I want us to have a better understanding of what our bodies are. Okay, if you look into these elements, like I said, what is the 666? It's melanin. Okay, so what is melanin? It's the chemical that makes you. It's your skin color. If anything, melanin is richer than gold. Did you guys know that? It's crazy how melanin. There's a market for melanin for your skin color. So again, it's talking about the compound of melanin. What is the chemical melanin is composed of? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. With the word melanin begin taken from the Greek word melas for black, dark, which refers to the group of natural amino acid pigment cells found in most living things. These melanin cells belong to a special group of pigment cells called melanocytes. The three basic types of melanin are amyomelanin, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin. Okay? The amyomelanin is the darkest and is made up of two kinds of melanin, brown eomelanin and black eomelanin. The third and the lightest form of melanin is the pheomelanin, which can never go darker than maroon in color. Those are your Caucasians for you. So, the brain and central nervous system also contain melanin in the form of neuromelanin, which is critical for optional brain and nervous system functions. That's quite interesting, isn't there? I mean, isn't that? The nervous system is also has melanin. So especially when you're nervous and you're in fear, you're letting out that melanin, which is why they also like to keep you in fear because they also eat your melanin and that energy that you have. So melanin is in the human body, right? So melanin appears to be a critical and versatile part of the body's chemistry, necessary to sustain itself, especially if a role in central nervous system is considered. In addition, it is important to brain and nervous system functions like vision. Like vision, okay? It also plays a role in determining skin color or pigmentation. Melanin is skin pigmentation. Very interesting. So depending on the skin tone and depending on the person's DNA, it makes that melanin stronger. And this is interesting right here. It says important to consider through dark melanin contains a higher concentration of dark carbon atoms than phenylalanine. As a result, the higher carbon concentrates the main advantage of processing immunomelanin, its observation of sun's UV radiation and protection from the UV skin damage. This is why they like to block that sun because they're scared of that UV radiation that you get that not only protects your melanin but increases your melanin. The darker the melanin, the more carbon you have. That means the more power you have. It's very interesting, man, what the melanin is. So think about this. The same melanin that you have in your body that's dark is what you find in space. It is called black holes and dark matter. You get what I'm saying? Do you see how powerful your melanin is? Your 666 is why they think they want you afraid of your own self. So this is really interesting. This is a really interesting document I have here. This also they also talk about the ancient mystery knowledge of ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. How, especially how the ancient ones, the ancestors knew about all this. Is here it says they even talk about how melanin is part of star dust that form the universe and the earth. All human beings. Remember what I said too. You are stardust. So if you are stardust, what does that say? That you're a part of everything outside of you. That's in the universe, the stars, the planets. Why you think all this energy that's flowing around you with these planets alignments and making these conjunctions? Why you think it's coming into you? You're part of that great creation. And the more sun you observe, it feeds your melanin. I know right now it's kind of hard to get that. Yes, we are made to create. Exactly. Yes. Melanin is one of the most powerful energy. Absolutely. Very powerful. It's a shame that we do have people that don't know this type of stuff, that don't care to study their science of who they are. If people are space or like fucking NASA scared of black holes and dark matter, why do you think they say? Why do you think they're so scared of darkness? Why didn't they want you to be scared of darkness? Because in darkness there's power, man. Especially if you know that you're part of that darkness and that light. They know that darkness has a lot of power. Why do you think they want to keep you scared, keep you away from that darkness, to keep you out of that dark hole? I mean, this is stuff that's in space too. Dark matter. You're part of that dark matter. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to go over this really quick too. The turpentine. Who knows about turpentine? Turpentine, it also kills this virus. See the benefits of using turpentine. So look up turpentine. Very important, and it's coming from this comes from pine trees. So again, this is your science. So the medical benefits of turpentine has been used as natural remedy for a variety of health problems for generations by many. Although ingesting what's used as a plant thinner may sound incredibly questionable, it actually is an effective medicine. Effective medicine. Turpentine. Okay? Turpentine is actually made by distilling pine resin from the mighty pine tree. While many turpentine brands are made from pine resin, you can use this per gum spirits Humco brand. This is the kind of brand that you can use. You just use the pure gum, and you type it here. Pure gum spirits. Spirits of what? Spirits of your ancestors. Because remember, trees have a soul essence and they also have spirit. And this right here, the turpentine, kills the virus. It doesn't cure it, it kills it. So this is very important to know. So this is the kind of turpentine you want to look into. So let's say some are actually petroleum based and you want to avoid those. It is wise to consult your doctor before you start turpentine treatments. So just pretty much study which turpentine is better for you. Do your research. But this one right here that I just put up is the one you should look into. So turpentine is to medically treat bacteria infections. Okay, bacteria such as the Shingilla can be eliminated with internal use of turpentine. Start with a small amount, 2 drops, and work your way up to around 20 drops a day. This is good for parasites. Okay, turpentine is the old remedy to rid of the body of parasites such as pinworms. The most common way to take it is to put a few drops on a sugar cube to help expel parasites from the body. Remember, a lot of the foods also have parasites. Okay, so imagine, you know what also helps to get rid of parasites too? It's chlorophyll. So this is good information to know. So this also gets rid of parasites, head lice, the virus, the coronavirus, arthritis. You see here, this is good for cold and flu viruses. There's a variety of ways to turpentine to treat cold and flu viruses. The sore throat, you swab the back of the throat with turpentine. It gets rid of your sore throat. It's good for sinuses. You mix together 5 drops of turpentine to a 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Drop several drops into each nostril to deliver the turpentine to the nasal passages to relieve congestion and infection. Cough. Use the same mixture as for the sinuses and massage it into the back and chest to relieve the cough, or take 1 or 3 drops of turpentine on a sugar cube and take eternally instead. Inhalations. De-inhale it. For good viruses, simply inhale the vapors of turpentine. This delivers turpentine vapors into the lungs, throat, and nasal passages. Like you could even put this in, say, one of those. If you have a diffuser for essential oils, Do the turpentine like you would do the essential oils and put in your diffuser and just sit there and just inhale it. Okay, so this is how turpentine works. This is good for urinary tract infections as well, UTIs. You see how turpentine is good for a lot of things, for arthritis. The list goes on. So why am I talking about this? Because this is important to have and to know, especially that we're in this flu season and this pandemic. Now, yeah, I really want to go over all this other stuff. So now that we understand what is turpentine, food time energy, and why it's important to stop giving your energy out to something else that's going to keep you in low state of mind. Remember, that's what you put your thought to. Thought magic. Oh yeah, wanted to show this book too. This book is very necessary to grab. Okay, it's called Healing Secrets of the Native Americans. This talks about herbs, remedies, and practices that restore the body, mind, and spirit. And there's a lot of herbs in this book. And for cold, flu, spring muscles, backaches, fatigueness, gum disease, fever, and the list goes on. Diarrhea. And this book has a lot of good herbs in here. So it's a must to get. So here we are right now in a time where energies are shifting. We have so much shit that's happening. Why you think they do so much to go ahead and create all these events to keep you stuck? There was another document I wanted to read. What did I do with it? I was reading it the other day. What did I do with the document, man? Oh shit. It was actually really good too. Hold on, let me see if I put it over here. Na, 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 na. Damn. I don't know what to do with it. I could have sworn I had it right there, man. But I was wrong. Yeah, I know I read it the other day on Facebook. So, damn it. Yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn I had it. Oh, well, I don't have it here. What do I do with it? Damn it. Oh well, I know that was it was basically talking about the mind's eye and how they like to keep us in their beast body. So just like I was talking about earlier, how they want to keep us stuck in that beast body. It's all for a purpose, man. They know the fact that if you start going into yourself more and you start learning more who you are, they know they can no longer control you or have any control over you. You separate yourself from all that programming. You separate yourself from all that illusion, right? Especially the fact that what gives more power to that illusion? If it's an illusion, doesn't it become a reality when you get attention to it? Look at that fucking Viking. You know what I'm saying? Look at who he was. You get what I'm saying? He was a fucking crisis actor. And not only that, they were talking about too that a lot of the people that stormed the Capitol were part of BML, right? So that Viking is Jake Engel, age 32. I'm gonna go ahead and put his name in the chat so you guys could check that out too. Yep. Yes. He was a crisis actor. Do research on him and you see that he was he's an actor. He also showed up at one of the rallies. I was a Viking as well. So here's a story they're trying to put on this guy that he was a QAnon supporter, supposedly a Trump supporter, but he's really not. And he's running around calling himself a shaman Viking, which is totally fucking wrong. So let me go ahead and just erase some of this shit because it's only 200 words and it's more than 200 words. It does it. So he was they're talking about that he's a QAnon supporter, but when you go ahead and do more research on this guy, you find out that this motherfucker was a paid actor. See, a lot of the people that stormed the Capitol weren't all Trump supporters, yeah. They're paid to do that because look at what they're doing. They're trying to cause. Here's the thing. What's crazy is that people are falling into the storyline where they want division. First thing for sure, they want division. Not only that, they not only want division, but they want to cause that race war. They want a race war. That's what they want. They want that. You got one side talking shit about if there were BML supporters and Antifa, they would have been gunned down. They wouldn't have been able to storm the Capitol. They're all white privilege. They want to use that white privilege. Remember, those white, so-called white privilege people that they're talking about, they're all puppets. The real white privilege motherfuckers are those elites, not these white folks that are poor white folks so fucking lost and disconnected from themselves. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no power. They buy into that program. They're not superior than you are because they're white. You get what I'm saying? They're falling into that program. They're being used by the elites to go and get rid of them as well. Because they are also considered to be useless eaters. Okay? Why do you think they create all this division? Like I said, you have one side talking about if they were, because they're white privilege, they weren't gunned down. But if you think about this too, look at what the BML did last year. Weren't they the ones burning down cities, causing riots, mayhem in cities, and doing all this kinds of crazy shit? Weren't they the ones burning down the city? And not only that, the Antifa and BML are just like the KKKs. They're all part of the same fucking clique, put there for a purpose to deceive the masses and disconnect the masses in division. Remember, you give your attention and that power to something else that wants to control you. Okay? So, but look at also too the Proud Boys. Who is their fucking member? Their leader. He looks like he's Hispanic. You get how they're even using that card to cause this division? It's a fucking program. So, like I said, you have the one side talking shit about the other side, but yet that side forgot that what they did during all the during the riots, and they're all part of the same fucking shit, the same problem. They're all part of the same problem. You get what I'm saying? There's no difference. It's a problem, and all was created for a purpose. You get what I'm saying? So we have to understand that yeah, puppets. They are puppets. They are puppets. They're being pulled by the puppet masters. There's no white privilege on one side and no none of this on the other side. They're all the same shit. When you understand that, you start realizing why these programs are there. Remember, it's a distraction to deceive you. Not only that, like I said, they want a race war. They want to go ahead and start a race war. You get what I'm saying? They want to play both sides. That's what these motherfuckers been doing so long. With all these fucking wars that have been happening over the centuries. Look at the Civil War, the first Civil War. These motherfuckers that already were in power, they were playing both sides to regain more power. That's what our war is about. It's not about see which side wins or none of that. It's about regaining power. Okay? It's all for a purpose. Yeah, I'm fucking thirsty. So yeah, man, we gotta start thinking about like why do they do everything what they do, man? The more you realize how fucking fucked up everything is and how corrupt everything is, that's when you just start disconnecting yourself from that. Because remember, everything is a program. It's a program. It's to cause division, distraction. It's to deceive, to manipulate, to what? So you're feeding something else inside of you. You're taking your energy, your attention, your thoughts, your thought. Remember, thought magic. These motherfuckers that run this illusion of the matrix are all into the occult. And what is the occult? It means hidden. Hidden in plain sight. But nowadays it's not even hidden anymore. It's in plain sight, and there's a lot of people that still don't see it because why? Because they're being programmed to not see it. Because of the simple fact that how you have so much shit that's out there when they right away want to debunk the truth or silence the truth from the truth to be out there. The more they can silence something, the more they see they got you so used to thinking that everything's a conspiracy theory that now that they're openly putting shit out in the open, people can't even see it because they got so used to not be able to see it and so used to thinking that everything's just a conspiracy theory. Remember, the word conspiracy theory was created by the CIA to debunk the truth seekers. Okay, remember what I talked about the four cycles. What is the four cycles? What is it? What is it again? Politics, religion, education, and entertainment. So when they got you distracted by these four cycles, now that you're able to see, now that things are out there in the physical, people don't see that. Yep. Entertainment is based on sixth graders mentality. It is. You do know that most of the movies that we watched, or even like the shows, like even like I know Brother Patton was talking about this not that long ago when he was talking about um what is it? What was that favorite one of that mafia show that used to come on HBO? It was pretty good. What was it called? The Sopranos. The Sopranos was based off psychology. Yeah, before they put the Sopranos out in production, the directors went to talk to psychiatrists about how what makes the mind tick, what makes the person mind tick. A lot of the shit that what the Sopranos was going through was all based on emotions. You had the the psychopath, the Tony. He was somebody's hero, but somebody's psychopath. You had his wife, the soccer mom, and then when she finally realized that she was no longer to be the soccer mom, she was also becoming a psychopath. You get what I'm saying? Then you had the daughter. She was a nurse. She wanted to go into nursing, and she did for a while, right? Until she finally realized that she had to defend the honor of her family, so she went with the family instead. Then you had the depressed son that was going through all this shit with his mental state. He was always depressed. You get what I'm saying? So all that shit was based on psychology, was based on the emotions of what one goes through. So a lot of the shit that you see is based on emotions. You get what I'm saying? They know how to trigger that emotion. You know, it's the mental state of the mind. A lot of our minds are stuck in a sixth grader's mindset. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of that is we get stuck in that sixth grader mentality. We can't look beyond a sixth grade level. So yeah, I mean a lot of it is for a purpose. Remember, everything is scripted, especially both sides of that government system. You got the Republicans and Democrats, the same shit. They just go with the better actor to push their agenda. You get what I'm saying? Now, one thing for sure, and I don't honestly see Trump leaving office, because the simple fact that they brought out that fucking that hammer to fuck with the numbers, they got caught doing it. Now, if he does leave office, if he does happen to leave office, and I am wrong about what I'm thinking, there's a lot of shit that's gonna go down with Biden. You get what I'm saying? Because remember, who were burning down the cities? The Democrats. Who's been pushing vaccines? Who's been pushing this COVID more? The Democrats. So if we see that now, what's happening, what the Democrats been doing, imagine things now when once Biden does take the seat. That storyline is worse. But this is what people voted for. Instead of taking back that power and stop voting, remember, the minute you stop voting and stop giving that attention to that energy, it no longer works. The energy you give out of side of you is the energy that can control you. Why do you think they stay in power? When you take back that power, that they no longer have power. They run around scared, especially if the masses start waking up more in a collective scale. They no longer have any power. Remember, we're in a time of changes. The power that you thought you lost, you're regaining it back. Especially due to the changes that we're in right now. Nothing is by a coincidence. Look at the year 2021. That is reverse 2012. The age of Aquarius, age of knowing. We just got off the Great Conjunction on the 21st. Again, numbers don't lie. What is 21, y'all? It is 3. 3 is also a magical number. But the 3 is mother, father, and child. You get what I'm saying? So, what is the age of Aquarius and how is it connected to mother? Because it's the heart space, the element of air. Just like the Aquarius is the element of air, which is why they want to stop the flow of air. Is why they want to keep you on low vibration and fear and following it into the hype of a program outside of you, because if they more they can program you, you be stuck in that beast body where they tame the beast. Okay, like I said many times, is a lion still a king if a lion is in a cage? The lion is no longer a king. They stripped that from him. Like this. Facts. If you're a deceased queen and king, how you ever to know that you are the deceased queen and king if they keep you in lockdown? There's no way you can ever ascend. There's no way you could ever ascend. There's no way you can ever get higher and that vibration and those chakras that you need to if you're stuck in fear. Again, there's a lot of people that don't even know anything about their science. Going back to Phosphorus, what is Phosphorus? Phosphorus again? It's a chemical element, but it's also another name for Lucifer, and I can prove it. Remember, well, who is Lucifer? Lucifer is considered to be the light bringer, the light bringer, right? See here, they're talking about Phosphorus star. You see how they so much have us or have people so scared of themselves, but yet they know your science. But they know your science. Why you think they have all this? They created all this fucking religion. For what reason? It is also considered to be Perforces is also considered to be the planet Venus, yeah. Is it Venus, the goddess of love? If Venus is the goddess of love, why are we and not only that, but why are we so scared of Lucifer? Because of outside programs. If Lucifer is the morning star and the light bringer, isn't that what Jesus was called also? The morning star? Remember, people run away from ugly. They're scared of ugly, but they run to pretty. Okay? So check that out. It's the morning star. And I already showed you how is in you. It's an element of who you are. That's your DNA. None of this is made up. None of it is made up. This is our science. And the more we tap into our science and we understand who we are, it's like nothing outside of you can control you no more. There's no more power that can control you outside of you no more. You disconnect that shit. That's why it's important that you tap out to tap in, because the more you tap into you, the more you are in control. And this is isn't this what this is about right now? How the power, the energies are shifting, coming back to us for what? For more control of our lives and ourselves. The more control you have on yourself and your life, there's nothing outside of you can control you no more. All that outside of you is an illusion. It's not real. The only reason why it's real because you give that life. You give it life. By what? By your thoughts. By your thought. Because no matter if your third eye has been classified, your mind is still powerful by your thoughts, by your attention, by the energy you give. Do you know what I'm saying? But of course, this right here, your mind's eye is the opener to become more full of light. It gives you more light. You become the light body. What do stars, when stars are in the sky at night, aren't they full of light? If you are made from star dust and you are considered a walking star, You get what I'm saying? It's just like a light bulb. When a light bulb runs out, it no longer it's dead. Does it? I mean, what gives that light bulb life, or what gives the energy life? The light. When you put a new light bulb in and you turn on your light, doesn't it have life? Look at this. I turn on my light. Turn it off. It's dark now, right? You see what I'm saying? So when you have this connection to your light body and you're just in fear, aren't you part of that darkness that just consumes you because you can't not protect yourself from that darkness, and that darkness manifests itself to you because you allow it, because you're in that state of fear, in that darkness. Remember, if you are a light body, you are a crystalline being of light. Don't you give light to that darkness? This is why those inorganic ones keep you out from the darkness that you're scared of, that most are scared of, tapping into the unknown, because they know the power of that darkness. Especially when you're not part of that fear factor no longer. And especially because you already understand that you are part darkness and light. Before light, there was darkness. Dark matter matters. You're part of that darkness. You get what I'm saying? You see how I'm in the dark, full of lights? This is why it's important to study who you are and know your science of who you are. Because just like he said here too, look at Warren is always dropping gems. Even though they shield the sun, there's still going to be light from within. Absolutely. One thing I've learned is that you don't go around chasing the sun. The sun is you. They could try to cover the sun all they want to, because the sun is still going to be there. The sun's been there for how long? It's been there. You think that just because they cover the sun, you're not getting that energy? Just because there's no sun out there doesn't mean you still can't get the energy of the sun, because it's always within. And with the power of the thought, your inner light can be multiplied because your thought is matters. Your thought is matter. Absolutely. And they know that, because what do they do with the thoughts? Remember, when you put your mind on something, aren't you giving what to it? Thoughts? See? In the darkness comes light. Remember what I said? If the light bulb is dead, does it still mean that there's no energy? You just have to replace that light bulb. So this is what's important to understand: the energies that are around you. Understand you're part of the darkness. You're not supposed to allow it to consume you, because you take power of that darkness. You make that darkness a part of you. Okay? It's the polarity of self. It's the balance. It's important when you think about as above so below. Whatever's going up there, whatever's going on up there is going on inside you. And they know that. This is why they start with these programs and this deceivement and the control systems they have, because they know the more power you give to them, the more they remain in power. Just like what they do with the movies. With all the movies they do, look at the new movie that COVID, what is it? COVID-23, was it? Yeah, I think it was COVID-23. Let me see. It really was, yes, COVID-23. Yep, it was COVID 23. Songbird. So think about that. The whole movie Songbird. Think about too the COVID 23. Look how they use that number 23. The 23 is about sacrifice. So think about this. When you're sitting there watching the movie and giving it all that fear instead of understanding it, especially like studying that movie, you know what I'm saying? The messages they might have, the clues that they leave in that movie, you don't longer buy into that fear no more. You can't it cannot make itself a reality to you because you don't navigate in that fear program. You understand it. But the more the collective really look at that movie and they be afraid of that movie because of all the programming from the news and all that shit, imagine what that's doing. You giving life to it. And that's for sure what would happen, especially if Biden takes office. That is your future. This is why they created that movie in the first place. And you think about this, the same motherfucker that made that movie is the same motherfucker that made Purge the election. Michael Bay made The Purge the election. Okay? I could prove it. You see? You see how they use their magic? We're dealing with warlocks. We're dealing with witches. We're dealing with motherfuckers that are into magic. Okay? Remember, nothing is ever a coincidence of what they do. Michael Bay is the same one that directed election year. Okay? So understand that. What is happening? I do not make things up. Okay, that's I'm gonna just have to shorten it, just put his name in there. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like it's long, but unfortunately, it is. When I put it into the chat box, it's more than 200 words. Doesn't seem like it is, but it is. Okay, that's fine. Let me go ahead and do it again. Michael Bay was a producer of Purge the Elections. Okay? Now, when we're talking about magic, you see, it's funny. We're not really funny because we already understand. Okay, let me hold on. Let me get him. And why it's important. My chain always goes the opposite way. To know our ancient gods and our ancestors. Here's the hoodie, the master and creator of magic. Thoughts, thought magic is coming from him. Okay? So when they're using his magic on the masses by predictive programming, and whenever you put your attention onto something, you're feeding that and you're making it more a reality. These movies that they've been making ain't just movies, it's for a purpose. Remember, even the cast, the credits after a movie is done, why does it say cast? When you cast something, you're casting what? Casting spells. You're casting magic. Okay? Everything is for a purpose. No coincidence that COVID 23, they call it COVID 23. Again, what is 2 and 3? The 23 is the number of the Illuminati that they use for sacrifice. What are they doing? Remember what I said, if Biden takes office, that movie is going to be your future, especially because you allow that fear into what? Your thoughts, your mind. Okay? It's a must to stop giving energy to the wrong energy. Because the more you start understanding the shit storm, you start disconnecting yourself from that shit storm and you start cutting off those strings. Remember how they're trying to start that race war with the BMLs and the Tifas and these piss boys and this KKKs and all these other dumb motherfuckers. Why is it? For what reason? For division and control. While the puppet masters created all that. Okay? And they have fuckers like this, Michael Bay, creating movies like The Purge and COVID 23, The Songbird. Okay? Now, I showed you guys exactly who this Jason guy was. Or not Jason, what was his name? This Viking stud or fool. His name was what's his where the fuck was his name again? I forgot his name. Where's his name, bro? Can somebody tell me what was his name again? What was this dude's name? Jake. Oh, the Jake. How can I forget Jake? The insurance guy. You get what I'm saying? How did I forget Jake, the insurance guy? That was a funny commercial. Jake. You sure that Jake? Why is he calling that this time? Hmm. So yes, yeah. I done showed you who your that Jake was, that Viking. You do research on him, you're gonna see that he was a crisis actor. I'm telling you, man, they use crisis actors a lot in all these events. Just like what they did with George Floyd. George Floyd was a crisis actor. Just like that cop, another crisis actor. If anything, George Floyd was a Mason. Look into him. Hell, just go back to the lecture I did with George Floyd. You see it. I broke down that science and who George Floyd was, what they were doing. They were doing a sacrifice. Why do you think they started all those riots and all that shit? They use that energy, they chaotic energy. Remember, these inorganic ones feed off that negative energy. They like that negative energy. They like that fear. They like that. They live off that shit. They live off that fucking fear. When you take back that fear and you take back that control, they no longer have it. So, you gotta understand the importance of melanin, your DNA, how you are stardust. You understand more of the importance to let go of all those programs that religion was installing in your mind when they're talking about the 666, Lucifer, and all that other shit. You let go of all that, They no longer have nothing to hold you in lockdown no more, or keep you in that beast body. Remember, like I said, you're part beast, part spirit. We're in a time where we have to really, really start understanding that the more you let go of all that fear and let love guide you, the energies are there to support us. We have Mama Earth supporting us right now. Even though she's in a time where she's healing herself, but she's still out there supporting us, supporting those that the inhabitants of the earth. You get what I'm saying? It's shame when people really forget about Mama. Mama never forgot about you, but you forgot about Mama because of those programs of that masculine God, and how he belittles and disconnects all of us from that feminine self of that those energies, how important those energies are of the feminine. Look at how much they demonize the goddess energy, how much they demonize Mama. You get what I'm saying? And you got so many men disconnected from themselves, treating women like shit, and forgetting that they have the feminine within themselves. That's why they're so disconnected from that real love from self, because they're so disconnected from who they are. Remember, you energies are in us. Both the feminine and masculine are in us. You get what I'm saying? The female, they possess the masculine. The males, they possess the feminine. Those are energies. You get what I'm saying? That's where you get the compassion from and the passion. You get what I mean? What is compassion? Compassion comes from where? From the heart. Who governs that heart? Mama does. Mother. So what is compassion? Is compass. Also means what? Direction. What direction are you at? What direction are you going to? While everybody's going fucking right, you go left. Go left. You get what I'm saying? You start to realize that all that shit is programs, man. You gotta start feeding into that shit. There's a lot of people that are operating right now on low vibration because they can't seem to let go of those programs. And yet they don't realize what they're doing because they're so disconnected. This is a time where we're in changes. The time for change. What is number 5 again? The master number of change. Isn't that where we're at? Numbers don't lie. They're in our face. We just gotta pay attention. Instead of paying attention to all the nonsense, start to pay attention to stuff that really matters. That's gonna help you evolve. The more you start to realize that you matter, the more that direction changes. Just like your melanin matters. Why does melanin matter? Because it's a part of you. Why does that 666 matter? Because it's a part of you. Why do you think they disconnected you from that 666 and made you think that it's evil? Remember, the inorganic ones live on reverse of everything. What is live? In reverse, it is evil. You get what I'm saying? So the more we understand that, the more we in what? Control of ourselves. So I'm gonna get off. I've been out here almost what's gonna go what? 2 hours. So yeah, it was good to come out here. Want to start this year with a bang. Oh yeah, it's important. Yeah, really, man. Right now we're at a time where the systems are gonna start failing. Okay, because the power is coming back to those of the lands. So if the system is gonna fail, that means what else fails? This is why it's time that you start gathering yourselves with people around you that matter, that are on that same level as you are, and start creating a community. Because there's gonna be a time where we're gonna have to be self sufficient, even going off the grid, buying lands, creating new communities. Look at right now that it's the best time to start learning leverage, creating different streams of income, learning to also learning a trade that's gonna go ahead and help you grow income. Like for instance, learning um, cryptocurrency, those markets, start buying into those markets. Remember also, the currency is gonna change, y'all. The dollar that you knew been knowing for all this time is gonna change. We're going into cryptocurrency. That's gonna be your new currency. So it's best now to learn it and start investing in it and start gaining interest from that currency. Look at where Bitcoin is at now. That's at what? I believe it's at 40 right now. Shit. There's a lot of people that are making money off that shit right now too. Remember what I said? Don't think that you have to work for 60 years of your life for a job. Learn your work. Learn ways you can make money and allow money work for you, not you work for money. Isn't that how the rich stay rich? The only reason why poor people stay poor, because it's our mindset. That's how it is. It's our mindset, because the rich have tools that are we have access to. We just stay ignorant to that. Remember what they say, ignorance is bliss. So once you start knowing that the same tools that they have, you have access to it. Utilize those tools. Don't think because they're white, they're superior than you are, or because they know something that you don't know. Half these motherfuckers don't know anything. Remember, they don't have the same power you have, especially if you got darker melanin. They don't have what you have. They might have some sense of science, but they don't possess the power. You get what I'm saying? So remember that. But now is a time where we have everything that's in front of us that we can use to regain back our power and our control and take back our lands. Like I said, man, where this is a time where we must build communities. We must start talking to those people that are evolving, because not everybody's gonna make it. There's a lot of people that are gonna be stuck. There's a lot of people that are gonna make this journey with you. They're gonna be stuck. We're talking about friends, family. We're talking about neighbors and so forth. There's a lot of people that aren't gonna make it out of that reality. That's gonna be their reality, but it doesn't have to be yours. It's a it's very important to know that. And the more you gather with what they say, like-minded individuals, that's when you start evolving more as a collective. Remember, we're in 5D already. 5D is all conscious. It's all about consciousness. Okay? We are creating a new earth already. You get what I'm saying? So understand that. So I'm gonna get off. It was good to be on here. Again, Happy New Year. Let's go ahead and get those goals in motion. Let's conquer those goals. Let's go ahead and just create. Remember, we're co-creators. These are master magicians. Tap into that power of who you are. You got the tools within. Within. Okay? So you just have a good night. Remember, again, let's keep these algorithms going. Let's keep liking more of these videos, share them, put the message out there. Let's change this algorithm, because I'm telling you, they're trying to silence a lot of new YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Even the old ones they're losing viewers, or they're losing videos, because they're trying to silence they're trying to stop the rhythm. They're trying to quiet down the storm. Okay? They're trying to quiet down the storm. They know that they know that they're losing power. They know they're losing control. So let's keep this moving. You guys have a good night. I love y'all. Peace and love and light. And don't forget that darkness. Okay? Until next time.